Welcome back to Austin Physio YouTube channel. Today we are continuing with our specific sports series, and this time targeting golf. So our previous video looked at a full 5-minute upper body routine. Today we want to look at a full body routine. So again, the upper body one's great for that quick release after you've been playing, but actually once or twice a week it's really good to work through the whole body, including the upper body into the lower back, into the legs, to reduce any tightness as you're playing, so that long term you perform so much better, but most importantly you prevent injury. So the first stretch is absolutely vital. So this is stretching down the side of the body, and a lot of individuals with golfing injuries that come in to see me have a lot of tightness into this big muscle around the side of the body, blending up into the shoulder, down into the ribs and down into the pelvis. The reason why is we're fixing very, very strongly when we're swinging, when we're playing, but also when we're putting. We're fixing into the body, we're holding the core tight. So it's really normal to get a lot of tightness into this big muscle. So you want to aim to breathe in and then gently stretch over to one side and then the other side, aiming for 30 seconds. Then we're stretching across into the shoulder. So again, when we're putting or we're swinging through, we need that lovely, strong, stable shoulders. We need lots of stability. So we're firing for our rhomboids, which are the muscles between the spine and the shoulder blades, but also over the deltoid muscles, which are the cap over the shoulder. So it's really important to stretch out around that shoulder girdle after you've been playing, to prevent any injury or damage into the shoulder or the rotator cuff tendons. Next, again, more importantly, we need to stretch down into the forearm. So the first one is returning the palm upwards, holding around the wrist and then gently straightening out the arm. So this is looking at activating and stretching through your pronators and your flexors. We're going the opposite way, and then we're going to switch to do the supinators and extensors. So we're going to turn the hand face downwards, holding around the wrist and then gently straightening out the arm. Once you've done that, between 15 to 30 seconds in both of those stretches, of course you need to repeat on the opposite side. What's really unique with golf compared to, racket sports, for example, badminton, tennis, is that you are using both elbows and both wrists. So even if we have a dominant side, it's really important to stretch through both sides to prevent injury, to improve your performance, and also make sure that there's no tension and tightness forming. Next, we want to look into this lower back, and again, when we're leaning forward, when we're putting, or when we're rotating through, when we're swinging through as we're playing, it's really important to stretch out into that lower back. So we can start off with a gentle knee hug and then take this into a side to side knee sway movement, aiming between 15 to 30 seconds for each of those exercises. Absolutely vital to stretch out the lower back to prevent that injury, but also to allow improved flexibility as we're playing in order to improve your performance. Next, we want to work at stretching through the piriformis as well. So again, as we're doing different exercises, as we're playing, we need lovely stability through the pelvis and the glutes. So it's very common with golfers when they come in with injuries to have issues around the piriformis, but also in the sacroiliac joints is where we see a lot of injuries. So by stretching through, again, it's just preventing that injury. And so what I'm demonstrating in the video is 2 phases. So we're going to do a beginner phase where we're bringing the leg across and just letting it drop out in order to gently activate and stretch through that muscle. So you'll feel it firing as you're stretching. And then if that's too easy, we then want to lean forward to hold through underneath the knee and pull the leg towards you, and we should feel that stretching across the buttocks area, so into that piriformis. So what you're doing with this full body stretch is targeting all key areas, because golf is such a fantastic sport as it uses lots of areas of the body, and making sure that we're preventing injury and also improving your performance. Next, we want to look at stretching through the hip flexor. Again, we want to be leaning forward and we're stretching round the front of the leg, because the hip flexors are absolutely vital for that movement, that swing. You need good hip flexibility as you're swinging through when you're playing, but also really importantly, when you're activating your core, you're firing your lower back, your psoas, your deep hip flexor is blending with the lumbar spine, so with that lower back. So if you're going to do knee hugs and knee sways, you need to integrate a really lovely, strong, deep hip flexor stretch in order to open up and improve flexibility, improve range of motion into the lower back and the pelvis, as well as the hips. Once you've stretched through the hip flexors, the final extra one that I've added in is lovely gentle spinal rotations, and the reason why is you're moving through your golf swing, you're going to be rotating through the body, so it's a lot of pressure through the spine, through the ribs, so you need that optimal range of motion. So it's really good after you've played, particularly if you constantly swing in one direction or you have a dominant side, to rotate through both sides to add balance, reduce tightness, but most importantly improve your overall range of motion.